And we turn now to our other top story of the night. What led to Dr. Pascal Mubenga's abrupt resignation as superintendent of the Buffalo Public School System? Tonight, the ex-leader is facing sexual harassment allegations, and the notice of claim, it was filed by the district's chief equity and governance officer. Channel 2 team coverage is on the way tonight. We begin with Claudine Ewing.
The chief equity and governance officer for the Buffalo Public Schools has filed a notice of claim against the Board of Education, alleging she endured months of sexual harassment, unwanted physical contact, retaliation, and abuse of authority by former Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga and Board of Education member Louis Mookie Hawkins. The allegations go back to December and ended this month.
Things were still happening. That makes our notice of claim timely. It's part of our allegations that this is an ongoing and continuous nature and that it's a pattern of conduct, which makes it that much worse. These are not one-off instances. These are not interpersonal mistakes. This is a pattern of conduct.
Among the many allegations directed at Dr. Mubenga, Ms. Amos says that the superintendent summoned her to his office, told her he was in love with her. As she attempted to leave, she said he came around his desk, seized her right hand, and forced it onto his genitals. The claimant, Antoinette Amos, is still employed by the school district.
It seems like she has receipts, because based on what you have filed so far, the claims go back many months.
They go back many months. In many instances, there are third-party witnesses, and there's contemporaneous documentation with many of these allegations.
As for board member Hawkins, the notice says he engaged in unwelcome, sexually charged, and thereafter hostile and threatening conduct toward Amos.
The school district failed to police itself.
Did she sound the alarm right away?
Absolutely, and it's in our complaint as well.
The attorney says her client wants accountability.
As far as a lawsuit, compensation is just one of many remedies. She's a strong individual who knows that this wasn't right, and in order to take the steps necessary to prevent it from happening again, you got to stand up for your rights now.
On your side, Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Claudine. Tonight, the Buffalo Teachers Federation is reacting to the claims made against Dr. Mubenga. In a statement to Channel 2, BTF President Rich Nigro said, quote, "Harassment of any kind is troubling. Sexual harassment, however, is particularly insidious. I'm especially troubled that in a profession where the majority of employees are female, it appears that intentional and immediate action was not taken at the first reports of sexual misconduct by anyone affiliated with the Buffalo Board of Education, be that the superintendent, a Board of Education member, or anyone else." Well, with a new lawsuit, board resignations, and growing tensions among its members, questions still remain tonight about the future of the district itself. We asked Mayor Sean Ryan if he believes he needs to take a bigger role now, or if there should be more oversight from someone else. Channel 2's Ron Plants is in the newsroom right now with the mayor's perspective. Ron?
Well, Scott, Mayor Ryan says while the city does provide some property tax revenue to the city school district, he has very limited power over the district or the independently elected Board of Education, other than using the bully pulpit, as he put it, to encourage them to resolve these issues to provide district and school stability for students. Ryan says a lack of consistency over recent years with the superintendent's position is not good for students and staff, and he feels that since the state education department provides the majority of funding for the school district, it might make more sense for them to get involved if they want to do so, as they have in other cities like Rochester, which actually has a state monitor as part of their leadership team.
That's why it's also appropriate to have New York State come in and take a look, because after all, they can exert the same soft and hard leverage that I can. They control the purse strings. And we want to make sure that we're getting the best results out of it. But what really we need is an organizational structure that allows the school district to operate. And it seems, as an outsider's perspective, that it's been operating in fits and starts and has not been able to determine a new path forward.
Now, my colleague Nate Benson says State Assembly member John Rivera has in fact asked the State Education Department to get involved in Buffalo schools, and the State Education Commissioner, remember, had stated earlier this week that she would be speaking with district leadership. Of course, that was before the lawsuit against the former superintendent, a board member, and the Board of Education overall was revealed to the public. on your side. Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Ron. This, of course, a developing story tonight. Channel 2 will have continuing coverage coming up on the news at 7 and 11 online and on WGRZ.com.